Welcome back to our new Anno 2005 series. We've already started to develop on the temperate climate of Earth, but also in the Arctic. We've completed a number of side quest RTS missions, we have actually even a first dam, and much more. If you missed the previous episode, don't hesitate to check in the video description below to see the full series, but here we're going to move forward. First with the Arctic, by creating our first transfer route for vitamins. Protectors in the Arctic, they need vitamin drinks. So right now, for example, they need 4. We are producing this in the temperate zone, so we need to start transferring it, right? We're gonna create a transfer route. On our space overview here at the bottom left corner, you can select, what to transport. We're gonna transport the vitamin drink. So we start from the basin and we go to the Arctic. How much are we going to transport? As I move this number, you can also see the number over here moving. Right, this is definitely too much. So for now, let's go with the simple 5, which will be +1 over here. We're gonna get into negative in the basin, but that's easy. We can start changing this. This will of course cost us some money. This is a charter, it's not like in Anno 1800 where you actually need a ship and all of this. Here it's more a charter, you don't really have a choice. So let's confirm and go for it. Now the big thing though is we need to make sure we are not in negative in the basin anymore. So let's go back to it. So we're gonna expand our production over here with those modules. That's pretty easy. Here it is positive. We also need one of those modules here. Done. And we're back into positive. So now our protectors have vitamin drinks. They're gonna need neuro implants, which by the way is also what's missing in the other regions. So you start to see also the back and forth that we're gonna need to do in terms of transport. We have unlocked it, so that's great. It is a good production that's not so difficult, there's only 2 steps. And we're also not that far from getting the community center. It's 150. But first, let's do this one. We will face a challenge very soon, which is we're at 0 of electricity right now and very low on logistics. So let's actually start with this. Instead of wind turbine, here we can do geothermal turbines. They actually take the place of a mine, for example, this one over here. So we can do it. Here it is 300 of electricity, that's great. And we can, by the way, do also a transport center. So we already had one over here we could do there. Or we could also do on this side. I think we're going to do on that side for now. This will help for those two, so that's great. We have quite a lot of resource right now, so no need to improve this production for now. Let's focus on this one. So no modules factory. Again, we try to spread apart to create more zone with heating. It is, we're still at -2. The reality is we're probably going to need quite a bit. So let's look at the modules. What modules do we have? But as you can see, each of those modules is costing a ton of credits, and on top of this, taking a lot of electricity and people. Probably shouldn't have created that many. I can't even destroy it. That's crazy. Okay, so let's pause it for a second right now. Otherwise, we're gonna be in big trouble. In the meantime, we're gonna expand a bit our population over here. So given it was way too much, I deleted one of those modules. Then we also built over here another mine. I'm not gonna even try to pronounce this thing, but that's what's needed for this new resource. I've actually put 2 modules, and you can see that with those 2 modules, we have a positive production. We also have a huge neuroimplant positive production, but remember we also need to send that in the temperate region. So that's why I made it big right away. So with this, we started to give neuro implants to my community, and we unlocked the community, which I built right away over here, not checking that it had the maintenance of 1000 credit. So right away, we went into negative. We are now into negative. We're gonna need to change that soon, but at least, we have people, we're positive, and we can start upgrading, right? We can upgrade like this. Here it is. I mean, they don't look that much better, but it's a different color. Instead of protector, now this is our scientist. There are gonna be, again, as always, more people, more money. So we may actually just get into positive with this, but we have also a lot of new resources, as you can see. More importantly, as I just said, we're producing tons of neuro implants. So let's make sure to send them back into the temperate region, going into our strategy map over here, right? We're gonna create a new transfer route, transporting all of those neuro implants from the Arctic into the basin. So we're going to send 13, which is what's needed. It is actually costing quite a lot, as you can see, right? It's 250. The good thing is that it's 250 for a while, up to 50. So it's not gonna go up for a while, But for now, it is indeed costing us quite a bit of money. But now we're back into positive, despite the cost of this new charter route. Thanks to providing those neuro implants to all of our people over here, we are increasing by a lot. We're back into positive. We could also upgrade these ones to the next level. But let's actually focus on continuing the mission. The mission is to get 250 scientists. So let's go back into the Arctic and really do a big jump. Slowly but surely we're growing this town, getting more and more scientists, and therefore we'll be able to start step 2 out of 6 of this project, of the original project, because we needed 100 scientists. We have now almost 200, so in 5 minutes we'll get something. And here it is, we're completed the second step, so we can move to step 3. A quick one, attaching your boat to this and transporting it somewhere. Shouldn't be too hard. You can always check on the map where they tell you to go. You can see it's over here, so let's go. Pressing plus on your keyboard to accelerate. Done. And we'll do the same for the second one. Step 4 will be to maintain an energy balance of 300. It's actually not that hard. What we just need to do is to add one module over here. That will of course take a couple of people and money, but it's actually not that much. Let's do it. And now we are in positive, more than 300. So in 5 minutes, we'll finish one more. I've continued to expand our vitamin production because we need to send more, start sending more to the Arctic. So let's do this. You can click on your overview over here and start sending more. Moving into 13 to make sure we have a positive on both sides. Done. This one too, by the way, I'm changing it to make sure we have a positive on this side. I've increased it just now in the Arctic. So let me show you what's happening in the Arctic now. So here it is. We are now positive on vitamins. We're also still positive on food and on the neuro implants. So all good there. We have reached more than 250 of population. So with this, we've unlocked a new production, the super alloy. This is this one over here, which will actually take two inputs that we already have, but we need to make sure we have them in positive, of course. And here it is, step 6. We're ready to press the red button. Let's activate the detonator. Oh, I'm scared. Explosion, we're breaking the ice, and we have a new building over here. The channels are open. And with this, we get plus 50 logistics in the sector, so that's great. We're actually getting low, so I love it. To start the next one, our corporation needs to reach level 12, so we're not there yet. Let's continue with the mission. As I just said before, we want to start producing super alloy. Let's make sure we do this. Done. And plus 6. Let's check our production. We're actually quite low now on this one, and slightly low on this one, but not too much, so I'm not worried. Just this one, we probably should add one more. That's okay, we have tons of electricity. Not too many people actually, to be honest. And we don't have the money, more importantly. So I'm gonna have to wait a second. And by the way, this will also probably put us into negative. Not so great. So it is, we created another route, a third one, to transport the super alloy from the Arctic to the basin. And now with this, we're gonna be able to upgrade our people. Maybe let's continue, or let's start with the big one over here. Done. And now we have executive in this magnificent building. I mean, if you like that kind of architecture, of course. And we're on mission 15. We need to start producing luxury food and attract 5,000 executives. So that's definitely gonna be another big change. Luxury food being the first thing we need for executive over here. And the good thing is we're also back into positive, by the way. I'm not sure if we're all good on production. Let's double check. We seem to be fine over here, and we seem to be fine there too. Perfect. A few minutes have passed, and I've been focusing on growing this island. As you can see, we have a lot more residences, level 1 over here, level 2, and most importantly, level 3. We have actually just reached 2,500 executive. This is actually not the mission. Remember, the mission is 5,000. So why did I stop there? Well, because this is where we unlock the luxury food. To unlock luxury food, we needed to have 2,500. So we have unlocked this. It is actually quite an interesting production. First of all, we need beef, but we also need wine. And then for the beef, we're gonna need the soybean. So it's 4 buildings, to make this happen. This is needed for the executive, but it's actually also needed in the Arctic. So once again, we're gonna make, a bit more than what's needed. And we actually already need quite a lot, right? We need 17 for 2,500. We're gonna have even more people, so yeah, that's gonna be a challenge. But before we talk about this, indeed, just showing you, I've continued to expand, right? We've put more houses over here, which also meant I had to continue to expand my production. First of all, the water, we already had this one at 300%. Now we also have those two over here at 300%. We actually still have one empty at the top over here, so we could continue to expand. But yeah, that's a great start. Then, secondly, for the rice, right? We have also continued to expand the rice, also clean it up a bit. Now we have one over here, one there, and one there. I would love to have a bit more space. So with this, we're in positive for both. Then we move to the vitamin drinks. We are in positive, for the fruits and the vitamin drinks. Thanks to these over here, we have two of these vitamin condensers that are fully upgraded. I've also actually started to also put some drone racks, which are decreasing, the workforce needed because, well, why not? And similarly over here, we have two of those fruit plantations that are really upgraded, right? We have all of the fruit orchards, but I've also put 5 of those drone racks. So with this, it's only one person that needs to work there. That's pretty cool. So we have 2 of these, plus we have a small one there to make sure that we have enough. So that's the basic resource. Then I had to also upgrade a bit the rejuvenators over here. We have now 3 of those algae farm. We have all 6 of the modules for the cells. And then we have 3 of these over here, 3 modules for the biomedical laboratory. With this, all in positive. I also had to increase slightly the neuro implant, transfer to this region. Now what you can see though is that we are basically full, there's not a lot of space left on this island, especially now if you think about a completely new production chain like this one, that's gonna take some space. I could probably fit it, between here and there, but why do that? Instead, let's go and get a new island, right? We should start expanding. I think this is a good start. Maybe it's very close. Then we can continue in the future, expand over here. Then expand also this side. Now this is definitely not gonna be free though. We need 25 graphene. That's okay. We've been getting a lot because, by the way, I'm getting attacked very regularly. We are in the highest difficulty, right? So we're getting attacked very regularly. Then we have 25 control bots. That's all good. But more importantly, 70,000 credits. It's a good thing I've been making a lot of money now thanks to this upgrade, right? The more people we have, and in particular, the more higher level people we have, the more money we're making. So we are all good, we're making some good money right now, but still 70,000, that's a lot. By the way, I'm continuing to look at the quest, in particular, the one that give money, I'm doing all the time, and done, a bit more money. But again, I was saying, we constantly get attacked now, attacking this new one over here. And you have to do something about it because it's not like those attacks, yes, they are limited in terms of time. Usually it's around 30 or 40 minutes, so at some point they disappear, but there's always a negative impact. It's either they're stealing your money or they're taking over, a lot of your resources. So you can't let it happen. You have to do something. Like for example, this one is intercepting all incoming and outgoing goods. That's not good, right? I need to transfer goods between my regions. Otherwise we're gonna have problems. So I clicked over here to send the fleet. The fleet is arriving. The good thing is usually you don't have to destroy all of the enemies. For them to leave, I need to kill 21. So I can, for example, avoid, the big one, and focus on the small one if I prefer. As always, I'm not really showing this part, but don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below if you really want to see those battles. Maybe you want to see them, in an accelerated way, or I don't know what, you tell me. But yeah, let's go and attack. Took me a few minutes to win this battle, but now we're back. We have our command ship that is ready to claim this new area. Let's go. It's gonna hurt in terms of money, but we don't really have a choice. Now we have a new space. Now one of the big difference versus Anno 1800 is that those two islands that are in the same region, they share most things. For example, they share the same workforce, they share the same electricity. The only thing they don't share is actually the logistic, the trucks, which I guess sort of makes a lot of sense. But yeah, with this we have again more space, right? We can go all the way over here. We could actually also begin the construction of the bridge, but we don't really need it right now. So let's not do this. What I'm gonna do though is move a lot of my production there because these ones are not optimized. For example, over here, I would love to put one more module, but I don't have the space. Similarly over here, or even those ones, I'd love to be able to put more of those modules, but I don't have the space. So we're gonna move some of that production over here. And actually the good thing is you can even move them between this island to the other, no problem. So it's a thing we lost a bit in Anno 1800, I guess. I'm not gonna lie to you, friends, more than 1 hour has passed, but we've made tons of progress. You can see our first initial island now is mostly houses. There's really not a lot of production there, but we have more and more houses of all 3 levels, level 1, level 2 and level 3. So we've indeed moved all of the productions like rice, vitamin and all of this, that has been moved into this island there, which is now a lot of production nicely organized. We have, for example, our rice over here. Basic building, 4 modules, and reducing the workforce. So with this, this is 1 workforce. And it's still low on electricity and on logistic. Same for this one, same for that one. And we just started a new one over here. Then if we move on the other side, in front of it, we have our vitamin, right? We have the vitamin condensers over here. Similarly, 1 workforce only thanks to those modules. We have a second one and we started a third one over here. Then next to it, we have the fruit plantation. Again, 1 workforce, a bit more electricity this time, but still quite low. And we have those modules over here. So it's very clean, right? Nicely organized. We have a transportation center right in the middle. This way, all of these have very low transportation cost. And we have over here a third one, fruit plantation, that's also starting. Then next to it, we've moved our algae farm, right? It's over here. It's also 1 workforce, but this is now fully optimized. Before we only have 3 of those modules, now we have 4, because we've obviously increased our population. This is then sent into those incubators, right? We have 1 full one over here and a second one there. What I've done over here is a mix of workforce and electricity, because it was starting to use quite a bit of electricity. All of this going into the biomedical laboratory. We still can put 1 more module, but we don't need to. If we look at our production over here, we're in positive, good positive. So that's fine. Positive also there and there. So all good on this. So yeah, these are all of the old production that we've increased. But now, more importantly, we've also started the luxury food production, 1 module, so that we're producing enough. And this is, remember, quite a complex one with wine and beef. We have the wine right in front of it over here. This is a pretty cool layout, right? With 4 productivity modules already. I haven't put yet any of those drone racks or things like this, but in the future we can. Similarly over here, right, I haven't done anything. Then we need the beef from the cattle ranches. This is over here, 2 modules. This is costing a lot in maintenance, people, electricity. And similarly over here, we have the soybean that is necessary for cattle. A couple of productivity modules, but that's about it. Now this costed a lot. A module over here, for example, is 22,000. A module over here is 33,000. A module for this one is only 22,000. So all of this definitely costed me a lot of money, and that's why it took a bit of time. I had to wait for my money to go up. We did missions, we had to defend, but now we are good. Now we are providing to all of those executives, the luxury food. And we didn't stop there. We also created the 4th charter route between those 2 regions to transfer some luxury food to the Arctic, because our scientists needed some of those luxury food. So we've made definitely some progress. Now we're making more and more money. I love it. But in terms of mission 15, we're not really there yet, to be honest. We need to arrive at 5,000. We're only at 3,000. So we're going to upgrade a few more, which will definitely put a strain on our resource. In particular, this new luxury food one, we're going to need to upgrade it. But also the neuro implants from the Arctic. We are only at +1 right now. And increasing it will obviously probably require having more Arctic people, etc. So again, we're not there yet, but some great progress. In particular, I'm really proud of how this is starting to look, really neat and organized. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below if you hate it, if you love it. I can of course post also picture on my Discord community of some of those layouts. For example, this one I think works really well, or even just those ones. Please smash the like button, and I hope to see you next time.